think of heroes in the Army, a lot of people in the public think of people in the green suit, people knocking on doors. But the reality is, heroes are all among us, to include our civilians. And Ms. Johnson is one of our heroes. So we're here today to celebrate her, not just because of who she is and what she brings to the table every day, because we all know that work with her every day, that she is an amazing woman who challenges us and challenges us to be better. But she's an actual hero. And so, can we bring Anthony up? Come on up. We have a special guest with us today that's here today because of Miss Johnson. On July 4th, our country's Independence Day this year, he had an accident. He fell into a pool and he drowned.
As I'm approaching the pool and I see the shadow, I screamed, "Call 911." I dove in, and the way I had to dive, I had to be able to scoop him underneath his head and underneath his knees and push myself off to get close to the edge. Once I did that, as I'm getting him out, the CPR steps are etched in my brain. I know what I had to do, and just looking at his face at that moment, I lost it. To see him unresponsive and blue, and his eyes rolled back in the back of his head. At that point in time, the CPR was gone, and I panicked, and I scooped him up, and I was screaming.
I heard her screaming. Really, it was actually Talisha that jumped in and got him out the pool. And I just said, "Give him to me." He was lifeless, and he was blue. And then I put him on the concrete, started pumping and breathing, and pumping and breathing, and this clear, it was with yellow.
Just to see him go from active Anthony to motionless, it was so eerie. And as I'm crying at this point in time and screaming, I started praying.
Tiffany called 911, and I was getting tired, but I kept working and working and working on Anthony. And I was glad to see the police because the officer took over. Wong was his name, and then he started pumping on him, and one of the neighbors would breathe in his mouth. Anthony became responsive, and by the time he was in the ambulance, he was crying.
Anytime any employee I have, whether they're a green suiter or a civilian employee, bring a lot to the table. And so when you do something that is extraordinary, and saving a human life is obviously extraordinary, I think it's human nature to want to gravitate towards those people and to recognize them for what they do, so that other people know that it's the right thing to do, and to know that we have heroes among us.
Your personal action after retrieving the child from the pool by beginning CPR was the difference in this life or death situation. Even after the police responded to the scene, you continued mouth-to-mouth resuscitation, and ultimately the child regained consciousness. Your immediate action was the difference, and I want to recognize your efforts.
Nothing I can actually say, no words I can put to describe to my aunt the things that I have.